This is an interesting little hidden feature that I discovered on the Arctic Air Pure Chill that I didn't see in the manual. It's actually two things that I wanted to show you, but one of them I ended up finding in the manual, so I'm just going to show you because it's cool, and I actually skip past it because I don't read the manuals usually. But I'll go through that one first, and then I'll go through the one that is not in the manual anywhere, and it's kind of a neat little feature. They both pertain to the lighting on this unit, and so it has a multicolor light that can go through 7 different colors. But the one thing that I wasn't clear on, or I didn't really see articulated well anywhere, was could it go through a color changing mode, which I kind of like sometimes, just to have that color changing. And it does have it, but it's kind of weird, and I've definitely skipped past it numerous times, and it wasn't until I just sat down to make this video that I looked and saw that it does have something called color cycle. And what's weird is that it doesn't seem, I thought it was a misprint at first because I didn't notice it doing anything, but you definitely have to be patient. I give it a second, and I'll try to show it to you here. I'm going to aim this up. I know the lighting is kind of bright, but I'm going to turn it on its low setting. Maybe if I turn this, I'm going to turn the main light off here. That does a pretty good job. So you can kind of see, I think the do I have the colors on? Yeah. So if you cycle, let me cycle all the way through here. So it's off. When you first turn it on, it's going to be blue. And then you cycle it through to the red, and this is like a white, and then a teal, and then a purple, and then a limey green. And then it goes to green. And if you press it again, it stays green. But if you give it a second, it starts to, well, you can see it PWMing there definitely, but it will cycle through various colors. So I found that pretty interesting. So that's the first thing, but that is in the manual, I overlooked it. The second thing is that if the color intensity is too bright, you can actually reduce the color intensity by turning on the light first by pressing the button down once, and then if you press and hold it down, the light will get dimmer. It will jump to the next color, but every subsequent press after that, it's in that lower color mode. And you're probably seeing it strobing a bit because it PWMs when it's doing that. And it'll remember it as long as it is plugged in. And if you want it to go back to the higher brightness mode, you just press and hold it again, and it will go back to that brighter mode. And you can again cycle through all the colors, and it will remember that higher intensity. So it does have a low and high intensity illumination. Oop, I'm on the color change. The color change does not have a intensity. It will just go to the highest intensity no matter what you select. But you can go between a lower and a higher brightness on the illumination because, again, I do like the color cycling sometimes, and I also like to have illumination on it sometimes at night, but I don't want it so bright. And so you can just press and hold it down and put it in that lower mode, and it uses a little bit less power, so if you're running off battery and you want some illumination, you have it. It's not super bright when you're trying to sleep. So there you go, one hidden feature and one kind of feature that I at least overlooked in the manual for you to try out on your Arctic Air Pure Chill.